All right, guys, so today we'll cover 10.3, the second of our four conic section lessons that we'll cover. These are all pretty short and sweet. Today's is about circles. So by definition, a circle is the set of points in the plane that are the same distance from a fixed point. We call that point the center. The distance is defined as the radius and the fixed point, the center. Okay, so the center of the circle we call h comma k, kind of like, think about like vertex form of a parabola and stuff. That we deal with that h and k when we're talking about translations a lot. So that should look familiar. And then our equation overall is that, right? So remember, h and k, we kind of think of that as a move away from the origin, right? So let's go ahead and do some examples. Okay, so number one, we have a center at -1, 3 and a radius of 6. So looking at the formula, we need h, we need k, we need r. So in this case, h is -1, k is 3, and r is 6. So we sub in, and we get x minus -1, so x plus 1 squared plus y minus 3 squared equals 6 squared, which we'll go ahead and simplify to 36. So don't write 6, it's 36. Okay, that's how you do that. Okay, next one then, real quick, and then you can try a couple. Would be centers at 5, -2. So we'd go x minus h is 5 here, so x minus 5 squared. Then plus y minus k is -2, so it's y plus 2 squared. And then not 4 on the other side. What goes on the other side? 16. That's right. Very good. Anybody have any questions before you try a couple? All right. So you do 3 and 4, and I'll put them up in about 45 seconds. All right, so number 3, we go x minus 4 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 9. Number 4, x minus 3 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 64. So just things to remember, when we're talking about translations, moving left and right, it's always kind of the opposite of what you would think, right? X minus 3 means move right 3, okay? But we've dealt with that kind of a lot. Does anybody have any questions before we move on? Does anybody see my mistake on number 4? A little mistake. Anybody see it? We gotta correct it since we're making a video. Yeah. Yeah, gotta remember those exponents. So it should be y minus 7 squared. Okay. Everybody good so far? Anybody have any questions? All right. Let's keep moving. Okay, so it says, what is an equation for the translation of x squared plus y squared equals 49? Before we do that, can anybody tell me what the center and radius of the original circle are? The parent function, we'll call it. Center is 0, 0. Very good. The radius is 7. Nice job. Okay, so that's the circle we're moving on both 5 and 6. So if we go down 2, our y coordinate would be -2, or k equals -2. If we go right 3, we would say h is 3. We have r is 7, so now we just sub it. So we have x minus 3 squared plus y plus 2 squared equals 49. Okay, why don't you try number 6, and you are starting from the original 0, 0 position, not just where we moved to. Okay, so starting from scratch, move it up 1 and left 4. I'll put it up in about 10 seconds. All right, we were looking for on this one x plus 4 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 49. Anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, so it goes into in the book like how you could check your answer using your graphing calculator. Basically, you'd have to solve that for y. I could show that, but I don't think it's super necessary. But I may show it at the end just for something extra. But before that, let's go ahead and move on to our last 2 examples. Number 7, number 8, we're actually going to look at how to graph given the information. And basically use the center and the radius, right? So the center of number 7, we'd have h is -1, k is +5, and r is 6. Okay, so my center is -1, 5, and again my radius is 6. So my center is my guide point, -1, 5. And then my radius, I count just above, below, to the right, and to the left, right? That's where we can count units kind of one by one, right? So if I go to the right 5, I'm at 5, 5. If I go down 5, I'm at, down 6. I'm at -1, -1. If I go left 6, I'm at -7, 5, and if I go up 6 from the center, I am at -1, 11. So just a hair off the graph there. Okay, so now we have our equidistant points. We just try to fill in the rest as best we can. So do those 4 points and then just kind of sketch the rest. I like to go kind of section by section. So there you go. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll at least go through those 4 points. Okay, anybody have any questions on that? All right, why don't you try number 8, and then we have one more example type. And that'll be it for this lesson. Short and sweet. If you didn't see, the people who took the test on day 1 last week, those grades went in. That last week? Anyways, whenever you took it. Tuesday, yeah. It usually takes me that long. Those who took it on Tuesday, they're in. You guys did pretty well. And we'll talk more about it later, but should get day 2 people in here soon. Let me make sure this video doesn't quit on me here. All right, so we should have had here, our center was at 2, -1. So go ahead and put that on there, 2, -1. And then our radius is not 16, but 4. So we count 4 in all directions. So we got one at 6, -1, Down 4 puts me at 2, -5. Left 4 puts me at -2, -1. Up 4 puts me at 2, 3. Okay. Missed my mark on that top one a little bit. Anybody have any questions? All right. Moving on. So the last type you might see will give you the center, so H and K, but not the radius. They'll give you another point on the circle that's not like directly above or below or to the left or to the right. Okay, so it's not, you can't really count them. You couldn't graph them and count them. Okay, so what we want to do is find the radius. You've probably seen this before, but the distance formula, if we're counting like diagonally on a graph, we use the distance formula. It's kind of derived from the Pythagorean theorem. But the radius is that. Okay, so it's the square root of the difference of your x's squared plus the difference of your y's squared, and that will give you the square root. Okay, so let's do one together. You try one, and that'd be it. All right, so again, we already know h is 3, k is -7. What we don't know is the radius. Okay, so we'll say the radius then equals, using that formula, the difference of the two x's, so the quantity 8 minus 3 squared, plus the difference of the two y's squared, so that'd be 5 minus -7 squared. Okay. If we can simplify that a little bit, and then we can probably just type it in from there. That'd be the square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared. So yeah, the square root of 5 squared plus 12 squared is 13. So my radius is 13. All right, so there we go. Now we have everything we need. So now we just plug in. So it's x minus 3 squared plus y plus 7 squared equals, remember, not 13, but 13 squared, which is 169. There it is. So that's how you find the missing piece. You go ahead and try number 10, and I'll post your Math Excel, and then I'll show number 10. Should have some time to do some work. All right, guys, I'll give you the abbreviated version here. So my radius, my missing piece, is at, the square root of 10 minus 4 is 6. So 6 squared plus 13 minus 5 is 8. So 8 squared. That ends up being 10. So your radius is 10. So if you had that, the rest is just plug in h and k. All right, so x minus 4 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 100. Anybody got any questions or anything? All right, there you go. That should help you with your homework. And so I'd go ahead and either get to that, take a 2-minute, 3-minute break, and then get to it. But you should have time to get most of it done. So I'm here to help if you need anything. Yep, that's all I got.